Wow. Wow, how about that? TikTok should be good. Filling up a spray tank. We got a truck to tint. How's YouTube doing? There we go. Here's my stream. And now we can activate the stream. Activate source. Should be good. What's up, guys? We need some soap. I like this measure. So rather than open a new 16-ounce bottle, I have a gallon. I might just refill this one. Got a little measuring cup. I have a tinting business named Any% located in Richmond because you taught me how to tint 2 years ago on YouTube. Thank you. Oh, heck yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Congrats. Should be good. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So we're gonna put the top back on. Run our air. But yeah, we got this truck to tint. We're doing everything with the windshield. First things first. Part of it, and this curves. So it's just a little faster for me to do smaller strips. That was gonna be a poop from the thumbnail. I gotta get thumbnails under control. We're streaming a little bit differently. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go, everything turns on. Make sure the lights are off. So we're streaming to more places now. Services have improved. Options have expanded a little bit. And I think this is the best streaming setup that we've ever had. And you are right. I did forget the microphone. Here we go. All right, better now. Thank you for that. We're even tinting a little different. The truck's backwards today. How long is it going to take you to do this one? With a windshield, up to 4 hours. It's usually done quicker than that, though. But if we take our sweet old time, definitely 4. On a truck like this, ooh, it's got a, why has it got a solid back window? We're gonna definitely have to cut out back doors and the back glass together. We'll cut that on the machine. Your shop is the nicest I've seen so far. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We put a lot of work into it. I still want to fix that area over there. More cabinets. More cabinets. What's your shop rate? What do you mean? Can you take the key out the ignition? The key's right there, my guy. There's no key there. Cars don't have keys anymore. That's crazy. There we go. What's the tape for? Keep the side seals clean. So instead of, a lot of times even wiping them down, there's a lot of dirt that can build up on the sides. When it's a newer truck, when it's a cleaner truck, way less of an issue. It's overkill to tape the sides. But if you get a lot of trash in from the sides, if you have felt sealed, so you have an older vehicle, it just helps a bunch. So instead of tinting against those, look, it's got a brand new seal, temporary seal. How much to remove old window tint, drivers and passengers doors? Usually we just charge 50, like 25 a window. We hardly do removals, and the removals that we get on just doors are generally easy enough. So most of the time I'm looking to tint my front doors, but I have old tint on it. So we start front doors at $150. I feel bad about charging more than that for a removal on doors. When somebody's getting it tinted anyways. All right, new seals. We'll do it for free. If they are, depends on the situation. I've had like a couple that have been like full vehicles. We want to do full vehicles and windshields. We have old tint on the front doors. I've comped people on that. But it still takes time, still labor. That unfortunately costs money. What's up, son? I want to retint because one is cloudy. That's no good. Have you ever had film companies reach out to you to promote their brands? Oh yeah, for sure. What was I gonna do? Okay, so we're doing 15 on this one. 15 on the front. I don't think I've got short rolls of 15. 15 is like an odd shade for me. So we generally have 5, 20, 35 in short rolls. So we'll use a longer roll. And then, what is the other reason I came? I'm going to remember as soon as I go back over there. But I specifically came over to get something. Oh well, I'll figure it out one day. So 36-inch roll, not ideal for trucks, but we can do this sideways. So save a little bit of film. But the thing is, we got to remember that we put it on sideways. So our top and bottom has been rotated 90 degrees. So you always shrink with the core where the factory edges were. So when we shrink, we can't shrink along the bottom anymore. We shrink along the sides. Not that this one's really gonna need much, but it'll need some. Instead of removing the old tint, a shop suggested putting tint over it. Is that even a thing? It's a thing. It sounds like they're trying to not do a removal. Oh, I know what I came over here to do. This. Let's try this again. That's what I'm missing. Oh yeah, I never told this thing to start again. Hi. Does that make sense? So, if I was just trying to get a lot of jobs in and do things efficiently, removals take too much time. So you could just, if the tint's in okay condition, slapping another layer on it to give you what you want. But that doesn't come with a warranty in most cases. So it's, the red flag is a shop actively trying to sell tint over existing tint. Because if something goes wrong, they're just gonna say, oh yeah, we can't warranty tint over tint. Unless they specifically said ahead of time that they'd take care of it if you have a problem or you have it in writing or something. But that's what I would be concerned about. I've had people, only a couple of people that I've tinted over, but they had like beat up old cars, they had lighter tint on it, they just wanted to go darker. And I just explained like, yeah, I can do it at my entry price, and it doesn't come with a warranty, but if you're okay with that, we can move forward. Slide this down, pack this in place. We're gonna take this knife, cut our top edge. Like that, carry that away, and then we'll carry this over to the board. We're gonna have to get boards on this side someday. but we should definitely have them on both sides. We should have already had them. Yeah, what's going on with... No, not that one. TikTok. Refresh. Oh yeah, there it is. So why is it not popping up? Sign in. Refresh. But this is not activating for whatever reason. Clear session. So give me a second. I'm just gonna be sign out and clear session. Log in. Use phone. Oops. No, we don't open TikTok. We open a camera app. Log in. Wow, you need to go. Fuck off. Thank you. Okay, now we should be good. Right? Then we can close this window. Yes. Yes, we good now. Okay. Does IG work too? Let's look at that. It does work. Nobody's there though. Because it's IG. You know what platform I just never really understood? Instagram. I understand TikTok. I understand YouTube. I have no idea. Like, I even understand Facebook better. But I have no idea why. What is wrong with me and Instagram? But it just has always been a wash for me. I bought the Pro Packs from you guys to start my business. Nice. Good luck. We are here for help. I feel like nobody understands Instagram. Why do I get asked about it the most? So anybody that's here that asks about a platform almost always is asking about Instagram for business. It used to be Facebook. Facebook is still used, but I get way more like, do you get business off of Instagram? How can I get more views on Instagram? And Instagram's always been a dog for me. A little bit more off the top. Gotta keep those lines crispy. There we go. Now we got a couple of patterns. What type of window tint? We're doing carbon on this one. We're doing 15 on the front, 15 over the factory on the rear, and then 35 on the windshield. Grab a heat gun. How many cars a day on average? Right now we just limit it. we're not trying to do as much work as possible. We're just not. Where's your location? Sterling Heights. Detroit Tint Studio. Ooh, we almost forgot. What did I say? Sideways. If we shrunk on the bottom, we'd screw up this pattern right now. So we gotta shrink on the side. Not that it really needs anything, but I'm gonna snap it the same way. There. Just a little bit. Just a little bit on the side. Same thing over here. So let's set this one up for shrinking. I just got the Ray-Bans. Nice. You can shoot some cool stuff with those. I was looking at the newer Oakleys a little bit ago. They're making improvements. So does tint go on the outside? Yes, tint goes on the outside. We leave it flapped up the top. We leave it all types of... No, hang on. Why on the outside instead of the inside? Be patient. We'll get there. Everybody, I didn't know you could put it on the outside. Why don't you bring the film all the way to the bottom? Because we're a shitty tint shop, that's why. We're doing bad jobs on stream. Yes, we charge $500 and we can't be bothered to put it on the inside. Anybody that's asking why are you putting it on the inside, you have never seen a full job. It like comes in waves though, it's just... Is all that necessary? You're just gonna wipe it off anyways. You can go find something better to do. Being sarcastic isn't gonna give you sales. It gets you watching though, apparently. You're doing all that for some tinted windows. God, chat coming in hot today. You know what, like the #1 comment that I would get when I was tinting? Why are you destroying the door panel? Stop spraying the door panel. You're ruining that customer's car. So now we cover it up. Why are you going to all that work? It's just tinted windows. Why are you trying so hard? You just can't win. Your all cars look like shit. Let him do his job. Thank you. All right, so this is clean. Ready to go. Yo, this is my truck. You wish it was your truck. Check and look up what you have. All right, so to install this, we're gonna start with the long side here. We have a little bit more space. We're gonna roll the tint up, slide this into the seal. Then we're gonna jump over here, pull the film back a little bit, flatten it out, slide it into the front seal. Make sure that it's a little loose. Then we're gonna wiggle it into place. Oh yeah, I remember why I don't usually tint this way. I got no screens this way. We're doing 15. 15 carbon. Oh yeah. All right, chat, remind me to really try and carve this squeegee blade up over the top edge a couple times. We're still putting it through the ringer. Look at that. Look at how clean. Look at how clean that is. Not all that. Don't look at all that over there. Look at the top edge. Nice. Rinse this off. We're going to grab this tool here, pull back the seal, tuck in a corner a little bit. Doesn't have to go in very far because then you have the tint bumping up against the panel. Then we're gonna go to this side, same thing, tuck it in a little bit, then we just lift it up. Start at one corner, and anywhere that you see this, you're trying to stretch the film out and pull the seal back, so then that drops into the seal. Make sure I pull back the seal to let that air out too, because otherwise it starts to balloon. Oops, the corner came out. Let's make sure that gets back in there. Super chat equals fog. We gotta figure fog machines out again. They're not on right now. They need a dedicated circuit is what they need. Are you actually getting clean installs pretty often? Well, let's look at this one and find out. I hope so. Half the cops I see have darker tint. Yeah, a lot of them just get 5. Where do you get the door panel protection from? But it's overkill. We don't want to do that. It's overkill. What is this? Ew. It's a pretty window. Is this a film defect? This looks like a film defect. But you see that right here? This little guy? That's no good. It looks... I didn't clean the window. Yep, I definitely didn't clean the window. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's not even a hair. That's a manufacturing defect right there is what that is. It looks lighter, and it's definitely not a hair that's just sitting on the film. Yikes. That's never fun. It does happen. It's never fun when it does happen. No, it wasn't a hair, though. I would have said if it's a hair. It looks like one. But like a hair that got manufactured into the film. So let's cut a new one. All right. DC. Using a pump spray again because for some reason my tint keg hose gets a lot of buildup. It's inside. How do you keep it clean? That's a good question because we were just getting some buildup over the past couple months. Get vinegar and run it through everything. I let it sit in there for a little while, but it definitely cleared up our issue. We picked up some extra strength. It's like I don't know. We were walking around in Home Depot and we saw it. But we got some strong vinegar. It definitely did look like a hair. But a hair, like I can see it better than you guys can. But a hair that size, you would have been able to knock it out of the film. But there's like this slight, almost like carbon kind of built up together or something. Like a clump. Distilled water. That could definitely help. But the soaps will kind of break down over time too. All right, why did that happen? There, look at that. I like when that happens. See that like dental floss? Now that's clean. You can hear him cutting the glass. Hey, you guys. People that don't know assume the absolute worst. You can hear him cutting the glass. I heard it. I heard it. Oh, and here we are. I thought they went on the inside. And round and round and round we go. What's up, new group? We did. We cut it. We cut the glass. Next, we're gonna cut the cheese. You can hear the kids in the basement. You know, there's this shop prank that was played on me when I was a new hire at one of my dad's stores. They had me go looking for the basement key, but they sent me to like other shops to go look for it, like neighbor automotive shops. They're like, go next door and ask for the basement key. Joke's on me, there was no basement. I want to tint my own car. Is it difficult? Heck no. We're doing it right now. You just got some soapy water and a knife. Basically craft store stuff. Do you not like using a plotter? I love using a plotter. I just like hand cutting them too. Are you streaming with a GoPro or Meta glasses? Neither. Good guess, though. If somebody figures out how to stream on their Meta glasses to TikTok, let me know. You busted out the ruler. What? Is there any recommended tint brand? Well, I use Geo. I quite like their films. All right, round 2. We're gonna tuck this into the side. We're gonna come back over to this side. Pull it back, tuck it into the side. Ooh, that's pretty. That still looks really good. Just as good as the last one. Hopefully with one fewer defect though. I sent my apprentice to get a wire stretcher. Classic. I got out of a tint ticket because my windows were already down. I like it. Roll your windows up. No. Why only shrink to one spot on the film? Because doors, for the most part, especially trucks, don't need much shrinking. Some people say they don't need any shrinking. So you just tighten up one of the sides, and then you're good. What's the trick to getting the tint below the seal without damaging it? A big part is not cutting your pattern super long. Some people just go crazy. Especially when you're new. You're like, I don't want it to peel. And then you don't realize you cut your patterns like an inch way too long. Makes it really difficult to tuck. They should go into the seal, but they don't have to go far past it at all. Just like sneak into it. So the seal is what's keeping your tint from tucking in. You can either remove it, and then you have an easier time, or you just cut your patterns a little slimmer, and you'll have an easier time. All right, let's check it out now. I get a lot of calls about glass replacement. I just scheduled a class with PGW. Nice. I did some glass replacement back in the day. I've probably replaced like 20 to 25 doors. Whatever people are calling you and asking about is always good to look into. You see that? There's another one. It's like the same thing. I gotta look really close on my driver's door. That's the same thing though. Light around the edges, little clumping. Yikes. Let's look at the driver's door. It's one thing to have one defect. It's another thing to have another defect. That's concerning. This is 15. Hard to see. That would make me mad. Yep, there it is. Right there. Right here. Yeah, this is definitely a bad roll. I haven't run into a bad roll in quite a long time. This is 15 carbon. So, yep. No, that's water. It's tough because it's small. So like, I can throw the roll. Yeah, no kidding. They'll send out a replacement for sure. So, could be a few feet. One of these, like 260, 270. I'm just gonna cut this off. But you need a light board like they have for x-rays? Yeah, no kidding. Can I pick that roll up? Oh, we'll use it in the classes. They'll send out a replacement. I'm not worried about that. I'm just want to see if there's clean spots. But yeah, that's why That's the reason why I'm not really worried about it, though. I have found some roll defects. I can give them a roll number, and they'll send me a replacement. That's a 36. 36-inch roll of carbon 15. Here. I'll see if I can take a picture of it first. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. So, welcome back to the stream. Today we are tinting a Silverado. We're going to be doing 15 on the front. Yeah, I'm just going to double check as much as I can. This is pre-recorded. Yeah, it's pre-recorded. You would think we would have cut that beginning part out, right? But look, we haven't tinted anything. We're starting over. Brand new, buddy. What's a good tint level for front windows? 15's cool. I like 15. What program do you cut with? My hand and core. So we'll do one more hand cutting tutorial. I pre-record the chat too. It's a big conspiracy. All right, so before I get wet fingers on it, it's annoying too because I almost certainly could have positioned this somewhere where that defect was not in the window. I just didn't see it. Oh, there's one right there. Yep, I got a spot I'm looking at right now. Where are we? Yep. Let's start trimming here. We'll trim this off, and then we'll look for another spot. Or we'll just grab a new roll. This looks good. I mean, and look at that. I even cut it vertical. I even cut it vertical to save film, or horizontal to save film. Go figure. All right, now look at this. What are your thoughts on GeoShield's new Nanocarbon? It's an odd duck. Do I like it? Yeah, it's all right. Most people are going to be thrown off just by shrinking it, though. This looks good. All right, we should be good with these pieces now. And I'll double check for the, because we got to do a big piece for the back window and the rear quarters. We got to cut them together. How much were you earning tinting windows by yourself without the shop? My best year was 95, and like 95 for the year. And that was really, like, it could have been better. It's just some accounts definitely let us down. It was not my production. It was like, okay, do you have work? No? Damn. I took time off too, but slide that over. Cut this. Come to my country. I'm tinting. Bro's not winning any speed competition. What would be my prize if I did win the speed competition? Nothing. Yeah, who fucking cares then? I got all day to spend on this one if I want. A better hourly wage. I wouldn't get paid any different today. Well, at least we got the stream working well. Is it working? Hey, look, it's gone. Instagrams, nothing. Facebook. Can I do this? Let me see. I hate Facebook sometimes. Oh, there's 2 people on Facebook. What's up, Facebook? I don't understand the disconnect between Facebook desktop and Facebook mobile, but it drives me crazy. There's certain things you have to do on the desktop, but then some of those things don't cross over into mobile, so then you have to jump over, and God, it's a fucking mess. It'll be great. I'll be able to tell GeoShield that they had a bad roll on stream today. He'll love that. Do you use soapy water? Yes. Hence the bubbles. We have a slip solution called Tint Slip. How do you get those sides without a window? Oh, I cut them the same way. I'll just do my corners on the truck itself. I just don't have to. So I need a glass board on both sides, but for a long time, you can just do corners right on the glass itself. You just want to be careful. Just be careful. Creative name for a slip solution. I know. We're so original. Hey, that thing's working good. Do you have contamination on older cars? There can be contamination on anything. All right, let's remember here. Let's shrink sideways today. That would have been a fun mistake. At least the mistakes have not been my own today. Is that 35? That is 15. All right. Round 3. Oh yeah, I gotta remember. I gotta put this squeegee through the ringer. I'm testing out a different squeegee. I can't really talk about it though. We usually use a hybrid. Do you get paid hourly? You could say that. All right. Install. Let's start with the top right edge. First time today. No redos. Slide that into the seal. Come to this side, pull back the film, flatten this out, sneak that into the seal, loosen it up a little bit, wiggle it around. Make sure you get as close to the top edge without going over. So that top edge should be cut nice and sharp. You don't scrub it. No, I razor blade it. I spray it, razor it, then squeegee. Sound effects. Oh, this? Steamer. Steamer got me. Half a second. Just a little quick. And then next thing you know, it's like, annoying. It's usually a heat gun mark, but it was actually a steamer this time. When you're not live, do you listen to some tunes? Usually I watch videos and I try and learn something. Like there's always stuff that I'm trying to figure out how to do. So I watch videos about topics, cameras, streaming stuff, whatever I'm trying to do. I just try and learn as much about it as I can. So we're gonna tuck this corner. We're gonna hop over here. We're gonna tuck this corner. We're gonna pull it up, flatten it out, and then go back to our corner. Are you new to tinting? Yes, this is like my second day. Do you always two-stage it? Yep, pretty much. It's not that there's any problem with the other way. Just learned this, didn't know any other way for a long time. Still prefer doing this. Stick with what works for you, pretty much. Two-stage is tedious to learn. It always is. But it's nice because it's just more universal. That's the trade-off there. It's like I don't have to know how to pull the seal on this. I don't care to know how to pull the seal on this. Is it easy? Probably. Do I care? No. Do you get a better job if the customer removes the door panel? No. See, that's the thing. I can tint either way, and I'll get the same result. I'm not getting a mediocre result by two-staging. I just know how to do it really well. When I two-stage, I get a line of dots. Yeah, because what's happening is your water is rushing in, and that's dragging dirt from the side seals. Either tape your side seals, clean off your seals a little bit better, or just be careful how much water you're actually flushing. But you'll notice when you pull it, spray it, you'll see water sweeping in, and you'll have a line of dots there if you're not careful. That's one reason I like taping. Those basically went completely away when I started taping. I assume you don't need pants while you're applying tint? Of course not. Water. So much water. Where's all the water go? Where's all the water going into the door panel? It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I tried Tint X green tape and it peels off before I'm ever done. Yeah, there's a lot of just bad tools out there. People sell stuff without trying it out. So door coverings and stuff like that. We've gone through some iterations ourselves. This is a newer one that we just came out with. Dong dong. I don't tint, but very cool and informative, bro. Thank you. Okay. This. Here, I'll be nice today. Ding ding gone. Are you doing the same car? Oh, you are doing the same car. Nice. I'm here. I've been tinting since the early 80s. There was something like that. But I'm here to tell you what you're doing wrong. That's a funny way of saying it. I'm here to tell you how you could do it better. Okay, so actually, so this is the pattern that's getting installed. I was going to put it on the door, but I don't have to. I'm going to shrink it, though. Trying to do tints, but tints get stained with bubbles. Practice, practice, practice. Same problems that everybody deals with. It's very easy to get dirt in your tint. You can tape the seals, you can cut your sides and tuck less into the bottom. You can pull the seals, but it has a lot to do with your installation. What are you using to tape the doors? It's our door panel guard, called door panel guard. Yeah, a little bit of a combo on the chat. So you guys are right there. And you guys are also in my ear. POV, you have a peel board. What's the thing that stops the ding? We should call it the ding ding stopper. The ding dong stopper? That's pretty good too. It's not for sale yet. I just want to refine it a little bit more. But it'll be a door prop. You can latch the door, and then the idea is, it's hard to make it universal, but I want it so like if you accidentally close the door, it doesn't just wreck anything. It like hits the door latch is what I'm going for. I tried doing ting on my care. Our summers and winters don't make sense. Dude, it's been stupid this year. We're in Michigan. We usually get a nice stretch there where it's like 70. Summer or spring went from like 50 right up to like 80s. It's been like 80s and 90s every day. Where do you get the window squeezer? What's a window squeezer? Do you ever get soapy water in your coffee? I'm sure I've drank my fair share of soapy water. What happened to your arm? It looks sore. Acid from all the tinting, because we use acid. It's acid. We use tint acid. Does that crease on the right side? You can get a fold. We'll see. If we do, we can get it to go away. Ooh, it got stuck. There we go. Even this, for as shallow as I cut these, even this could be shorter than I did. I like soapy water. I like acid. I'm in Michigan, Kings and Firm. It was winter, skip spring, and then it was summer. God, it's just been stupid this year. It's like we should at least have a few weeks of like a 70 range. But it was cold, and then it was like dumb hot, and it's like, why am I here? Winter goes on way too long, and then we get our nice weather. And then the nice weather this year just said, oh, go fuck yourself. And so it's really dry. It's really dry in the wintertime. And then it's really hot and humid in the summertime. What's the point? Let's go move somewhere else. Almost missed those little bubbles. All right. Let's wipe it off and check it out. What's the tint acid do? It gets into the door panel and it ruins their car. Hey, we got class film. Thank you. Somebody rang your doorbell. Yes, they did. We're gonna purchase that squeegee. If you purchase anyone, get the hybrid. This is a prototype squeegee. It's not mine, it's somebody else's, but I'm testing it for them. Ooh. See, it's not ideal, but that works pretty well too. See how that door prop hits the latch area instead? But it's a hard problem to solve. We need to have it curve in a little bit more, I think. I heard we're getting snow in Detroit tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Although I used to think we had some crazy weather. And we have some pretty up and down weather. But we took a family trip to Alabama around New Year's. Dude, there was thunderstorm, snow, tornado warnings, all within like a week. It was like 30s and snowing, and then it was like 70 and hot. It was crazy. Oh, there's my roll. Okay, so front doors are done. Let's check out our roll. See if we notice any other imperfections. Yep, there's one little one right there. You know what? If that one's there, I'll go a little bit farther. Because what was I going to do? I was going to cut both the back window and the doors on the same roll. But if I'm getting defects over in this area, well, I'd say I can use this area and just keep my pattern scooted over there and waste some film. I see you in the reflection. Oh no, we've been found. We have a different camera too. We'll use it a little bit more when we do the windshield though. All right. What year, what make, what model? This is a 25. The camera flipped. How about this? How about this, guys? Ah! All right, search the double chin angle. Silverado 1500. They haven't changed this one in a minute. Which one is this? This is the passenger side? Oh yeah, I forgot to change it. I was like, wow, that takes up a lot of space on a 36. It's not a 36. You're using a laptop or a desktop? I'm using a peon of a computer for this. This little box right here. But I mean, oh, you know what? Now I got that PC. I don't know. No, because then I got to move chat. I'll think about putting it on the Mac. Actually, I might even swap that machine out with a Mac because holy shit. Every once in a while, I got to send something over to that computer and I got to do it through like email versus AirDrop. AirDrop is so much nicer. How much is Core? $200 per month. Perfect. Yeah, I just upgraded it, and I like the upgrade. This is for the driver? Oh, passenger side's on the other side. Duh. I remember that. I've never been able to keep a super organized place. Man, it's tough. It is tough. I clutter my workspace so fast. It'll look fine. End of a stream, it'll look like a mess. Wait, no, I cut this out normal. Okay, so I can shrink on the bottom on this one. Messy is how you remember where everything is. You're not wrong. I do know where I typically leave stuff. Is that water? No, it's acid. Today we're using acid. I hate trucks. Why? Trucks are so much more straightforward than cars. How does the acid not mess with the paint? It does. They gotta get a new paint job after this. Why do you have to do that? Because we can. You should try real man's work. You mean like get all hot and sweaty, work extra hard and get paid less? Is that real man's work? Your sarcasm is part of the reason I keep watching. You're not funny, I know. But thanks for watching. Yes, but get paid way more. You don't know what I get paid. Oh no, it's dry. What did we spray? We sprayed the other one. Let's do this one. Did that thing just auto dispense film? Yeah, I put a nickel in it and I got out a pattern. Do you recommend ceramic tint? I was going to say something really sarcastic. It's like, yeah, just don't mind the poison smell that you get from it, but then somebody's going to cancel a tint job at a shop because they heard it's got a poison smell to it. I don't want my car to smell like poison. Just a nickel. Yeah, no, it should at least be a quarter. Do a backflip. All right, you ready? We're gonna do a backflip. Wow. We did it. We did it, chap. We backflipped. Is this channel yours? Yes. So is the shop. Ah. Would you participate in the tint competitions? Yes, I would. I have old videos of competitions. I got windows that don't work. They're teasing me. Did you think we would tease you any less? Get your shit fixed. Got him. You're doing a simple job and acting like it's difficult. Do I get acting points? Am I a good actor? Got a chat coming in harsh today. Fuck you. You only do tint. Yeah. Yep, we only do tint. Smart ass points. I'll take them. I remember getting called a smart ass at a very young age. How many can you do in one day? At least one. I can do at least one. Use a plotter? Sometimes. On the front doors, we used a knife. On these, we did a plotter. Does the acid not hurt your hands? After a few years, you start to build up an immunity. But you just gotta grin and bear it. The acid is pH neutral. If it was an acid, it would not be pH neutral, my guy. That's what makes it an acid. So what makes this so expensive? I got charged $300 for just a windshield. Got 'em. We scam. That's why. We're just scammers. We're scammers. We acid. How are you gonna tell a good tint shop from a bad one? A good tint shop will do a good job. A bad tint shop will do a bad job. Ooh, it shut off at a good spot. It could be a low pH. It's just a weak acid. We use acid, but it's a weak acid. Is it really acid? Yes. Of course. That's why we're spraying it all over everything. You got to use the special tint acid. I need to reach around. Missed opportunity. I should have had that one out. What happened with a guy that was mad you filmed his vehicle? It was a fake review. We didn't have a customer named Joe. He didn't say any vehicle that we tinted. Said we swapped it. Like, there's so much in that post with nothing concrete. It's like, they filmed my video. It's like, okay, do you want to like link it? Can we know what one it was? But a bad review is all in what actually, like, your side of it, how you write it, and can work out fine for your business. If you have a bunch of bad reviews, you're doing something wrong. But if you have a few bad reviews, you can turn those lemons into lemonade, or you can turn those lemons into acid and tint with them. I use vegetable oil instead of acid. That's a good alternative. I prefer the acid. Oops, I did it wrong. Hang on. Come on, turn off. Key is in sleep mode. Oh, that's why. You know this truck made me put on a seatbelt to shift it. That's happened with at least 3 or 4 GM vehicles lately. I use beef tallow instead of acid. It's more healthy. You would, Mr. LA Fitness. I'm surprised you don't tint with straight protein powder. Is it effective to people? Just lizard people, like me. Eventually you'll start seeing the skin dissolve off my fingers, and I gotta regrow it back for tomorrow. You think you're the best tint shop in Detroit? The best tint shop in the world? Detroit. These blue collar men's tears. Those are probably pretty cheap too. Do you think you could charge more? Like if you get a small bottle of like some Bezos tears, you might be able to charge a little bit more. Did we shrink this? Yes. There's nothing good in Detroit. Yeah, I agree with that. We're just here. What made you choose GeoShield? They walked up with a gun and they're like, "You're using this shit or we'll kill you." Detroit style. And the rest is history. Or I like their films. And they have good customer service. This was one of those two. What's on the pallet? We're shipping out panel guard to GeoShield, actually. I live in a town you've never heard of in Oklahoma. Be honest, I probably couldn't tell you a town in Oklahoma right now. What's that song? Da 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 in Oklahoma. There's some lyrics with Oklahoma in it. I know that much. Somebody in chat's gonna know it. Ain't no love in Oklahoma. There we go. There's not enough rain in Oklahoma. There's no love. There's no rain. I like it. Do you have Carrie Underwood in Oklahoma? We have Eminem over on 8 Mile. There we go. Give that man a award. There's not enough acid in Oklahoma. John Denver. Country Roads. That's a good song. There was a cover of that song I used to listen to all the time. We're gonna go with the final answer is not enough acid in Oklahoma. Those should be the actual lyrics, though. There's nothing in Oklahoma. There's some what was that? It's either no rain and 100 degrees or it's thunderstorm and it's 100 degrees. That should be the lyrics. There's not enough rain or it's 100 degrees in Oklahoma. Tornadoes. That's like the only concern in Michigan. We don't have natural disaster weather here. There's some areas that have gotten flooded, but for the most part, the only thing we got to worry about is maybe a tornado. But we have depressing winter all winter. Weather. Depressing winter all winter. Is a Gladiator windshield simple? Yes. Is Detroit real? Yes. But it's not exciting. There's just not much there. So it's like they'll have the occasional concert event whatever, and a lot of areas around the Detroit area. But like actual stuff in Detroit, it's just kind of boring. I need to know what percent to get on mine. 5% is illegal, and that's the only other number I know. I'll teach you another number. You should get 2. 2%, isn't it? Don't I have a short roll in here? This stuff. God, I really didn't want to pick this up right now, though. This is 2%. You want a really dark film? I'll just leave it over here. Somebody's going to ask me to unbox it. There should be a short roll there, though. There's not enough tornadoes in Oklahoma. Over a flood. Yeah. Yeah, there was a part of it that did. But just live in an area where there's no infrastructure problems. So that was pretty messed up, though. Every once in a while, I see like I saw Miami like completely flood, like the airport and whatnot. I called Tri-Edge. It's like, do you guys get flooded? And they're like, oh no, we're fine. It's better over here. There's all the hurricanes happening. No, that's over in Tampa. They're not like in, or they're in West Palm, so they're not quite in, there we go, that looks better. They're not quite in Miami. Do you own the shop? I do. How many tinters? Me. Today it's just me. But I'm thinking about it. I think we might need to just have an assistant. Do you sell pre-cut ceramic film? No, I don't do any pre-cuts. I have 35 and I swear it looks decently dark. 35 can. Especially if you put it on a windshield. It's darker on a windshield. But it's all personal preference. I have 35 on my front doors, 50 on the windshield, 20 on the rear. I'm happy with it. I was scared the acid was gonna eat it. It's not. We're not done with it yet. Hang tight. Use DigiCut, 100 a month, and I never have any issues. They just raised their price to 200, unless you got grandfathered in or something. How much would it start to do a tint business? Film, tools, and then the rest is whatever type of setup that you want. Some people do a mobile van. When I did mobile, I just had an Explorer. I would drive to some accounts that I had. And I would just carry all the stuff in my Explorer. Oh, I should have made this just a little bit. Oh, wait, no, we're good. That's wide enough. Cool. All right, let's go weed our pattern. I should get out on the other side. I'm so used to getting out on that side, passenger side. This is quicker. Well, now, Mr. Plotter, that's not good. He's trying to eat the pattern. This is why sometimes you have to babysit your plotter. How do you work with tint brands? I'm not sponsored by any tint companies. We have our own tool store. Used to, though. You do interesting things, and then start talking to them. They're typically not just gonna reach out. It's like I'm there with you, very clear quality. Dude, this is my best setup. We just got things working yesterday. That might sound crazy. But this is the clearest that the stream has ever been. Do you have mods or do you want mods? No, not really. There's a couple. They sometimes watch. Do you sell the neck holder on your website? No. No, the neck holder isn't easy to get. It's like, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks. You can find them on Amazon, TikTok shop, all over the place. Just look MagSafe neck mount. But I've been using a phone on a neck mount for like a while. But there we go. But I don't know. Stars kind of aligned. Like the phone was just straight up not connecting for like a couple weeks. I don't know if there was a bad app update or what, but it just was not working. We switched over to a action cam for a minute. That was all right. But yeah, we got the phone working again. We got a new PC for it. It's very clear. Is this even? Oh my God, it is. It's so smart. It's actually doing a fantastic job. Look at this. Look at this. That's been... So when I do the windshield, I'll switch over to that one for some of it. What do you think of Tint? I don't know. I don't know anything about Tint. Okay. It is cool, thank you. I tried stuff with tracking. I've tried it a bunch of times. It's only ever going to be a B camera for me. We have classes next week, though. So I wanted a camera that I could kind of just like leave in a corner for a good chunk of it, but not have it just like fixed. So we'll hopefully be streaming more of the classes next week. Do you wrap cars also? No. Nope, just tint. I've never had any windows tinted before. How much should it cost for a small car? So if you're not doing a windshield, we start things at $299 for the side windows and the back glass. Some places charge more, some places charge less. But for tint, some of it's material, but a good part of it is installer. So just wherever you go, make sure they seem like they're gonna do a good job. Why haven't you been uploading everything? Oh, it's work. All the live streams get posted afterwards, though. It's usually what I fall back to. But I was sorting out this kind of stuff over the past couple of weeks, really. You would think by now it would just work. But one day I came in, and I was setting up the stream. I was about to go live. This camera right here that I have right now was just not connecting. And it's weird because it's off network stuff. And I don't think it had an update. It just like wasn't working. And so then I went out on a money spending adventure. And that didn't fix the problem either. So I returned all that stuff. And then I got a DJI Action 5. That worked for a little while. It was a nice stand-in. And then I just randomly tried the phone again after doing all this other stuff. And then boom, it just this is what it looks like now. So this should have been working just fine, but it wasn't. But now it works. And I have a backup plan too. Backup plans are good. How would you deal with the wind if you were to tint outside? I wouldn't. At this point, I would probably try and get used to peeling windows inside the vehicle and just tint with like the door closed. Why does it have to stay open? So if I do this, why not just sit here and install the window like this? On some cars, it's not exactly going to be fun. But then you don't have to deal with the wind. But getting your patterns, shrinking, that kind of stuff, ugh. It's just tough. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had to actually tint anything outside. But a few of them have been like motorhomes where I got to tint inside. They were just outside. What's a good alternative for the glass film holder? The peel board? There's one really good pre-set up thing. It doesn't come with the glass, but you can get the frame. Look up Glass Station for tinting and you'll find it. From Make More Money. Can you do a video on how to do it from the inside? Okay, so if I'm gonna tint with the door closed, it's gonna be exactly how I would tint with the door open. It's just the door is gonna be closed. Peeling it's gonna be a little tricky. If you bottom load it, you could air peel it in the truck. You might get some stuff wet, but you could definitely do it. Why did you do a shrink on the bottom of that pattern? Sometimes I'll have fingers pop up on truck back windows. So I'll just put a little snap on the bottom. Oh yeah, we need to do a windshield now. Where's the tint brush? They're there. I don't use them, but they're there. We got a different one. All right. You can go to sleep. What do you think about ceramic Amazon tint? You just never know what you're gonna get. So, is it gonna be ceramic? Probably. Is it gonna be good? Probably not. But you never know. Let's put those there. So this truck has a trick. My favorite. They give me the whole bench. That's the best. I wish more did this. Windshields would be so much easier. Best tint brand. I mean, I like Geo. We're using Geo. That's these guys right here. Okay, so we're gonna put a towel over the dash. We're gonna tuck it in. Let's cover some stuff up. Oh, there's just a little bit there. Gotta get rid of that fade, that low taper fade. Redo it. Unfortunately, that's most tint issues. If it looks a certain way, redo it. Aw, thank you. Have you tried the AutoZone Gila brand? I have. I have a video on it. What do you like helping people? A lot of tinters gatekeep. I don't know. I've always liked it. Yes. Oh, okay. You want to get lunch too? Or do you want to go somewhere for lunch?
Well, what time you will be done?
Tomorrow,
Like in 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
I'll be done by, what is it, 1? I'll be done in probably about half hour, 45 minutes. Okay. We'll go together. That's more fun. They don't give me a lot of space on this dash. For being a Chevy. We might even do a rope in here though. We'll see. Should be fine. We don't? Oh, that's a problem. We should probably get some. What's the most cars you've tinted in a day? You know, I don't know exactly. It was in the neighborhood of probably like 5. It's gonna be from like 6, or no, not 6, sorry, to like 6 p.m. Like, I'm thinking more of like an average busy day that I had years ago. Because there were days that I would tint with somebody else and we just knock out a bunch of cars. That's what working at Auto Tint City was like for years. There's just a bunch of cars coming in every day. So we do anywhere from like 10 plus cars. But I would typically do doors, somebody else would do a back window. I would have the doors done by the time they had the back window done. Teamwork. But by myself, like all the sides and rears, probably a few sets of doors and like a couple of windshields is really like what I maxed out. Unless I'm just like tinning way late in a day. But since I've had my own shop, I don't put myself under any type of pressure. I'm trying to do other stuff at the same time. So not trying to book a ton of appointments, not trying to set any land speed records. We're just doing other fun stuff. But coming up for the winter, I might need to have a stand-in. That came off really nice. See, I'll take a mirror apart when it's easy. 'Cause the mirrors are a little obnoxious. Housings can be a little obnoxious. Super easy to take this one out. So there we go. Towels tucked in, ropes tucked in, everything's free and clear. So let's go prep the outside. Land speed. Yeah, isn't that a term? Not trying to set a land speed record in the tint world. There's people way faster than me that do a lot more cars than I do. I've gone easy on myself. I'm soft now. All right. All right, let's see if this is even worthwhile. It is much better being comfortable than under pressure. I agree. But the way that I got fast, not saying I'm fast now, the way that I got fast was constantly being under pressure. I just like, they would ignore me entirely. They would just put another set of keys on the board. And then I just had, all right, let's see if this works. Is this even worthwhile? Probably not. For some of it. I think when we do the classes, it'll be cool. We'll keep a dryer sheet there. We're gonna start with scrubbing this down, checking it over. But yeah, this is how most of it goes. So for windshields, some of the outside stuff is perfectly fine, but when I go to install it, it's hard to keep a cell phone around my neck. How much does your plotter and software cost? Software costs $200 a month. There's a lot of options on the machines. That one is overkill. It's a 60-inch. It's a 60-inch Graphtec. So this guy, see, we should have done the windshield first. But yeah, this thing right here. This is a 60-inch Graphtec. It's just overkill. Okay. Okay. You got there. What's the darkest you'll go on the front? 35 typically. I may have done darker. I may have done darker, but don't tell anybody. Okay, we got those. Glassade the rest of it. I usually start on the passenger side though. Everything's all backwards. I just backed the truck in today. Can you show us how you cut the tint measurement so perfectly before you fit it? It's a little difficult because it's already installed. But you cut a side edge, you shift it over a little bit. You cut the other side, you shift it back, and you just want a little overlap on both the left and right sides. Can a tint shop be penalized for going darker than what is legal? Some states have specific laws against it. See, I really like this camera because you can see the detail. Like from the other camera, you just can't see exactly where this line is going. It's just you can see stuff happening. But it's the other camera is overkill. It seems to do a really good job tracking though. It's just got to be in the right spot. Why did y'all name it the reach around? It was going to be called the Slim Grip. And then Mark was like, you know, I've always wanted a tool to be called the reach around. I was like, that kind of works with this one. And so we named it the reach around. Ooh, that's a little wet. We went for a heavy spray on that one. No good reason. It just got a little bit away from me. But tint tool names can be silly. And I've had to name so many things. I'm so tired of naming stuff. Glassade for the win. Satisfying to see it pulled off after the cut. I appreciate that. What type of dryer sheets do you use? I use Snuggle. I'm sad my coffee's gone. I gotta grab a water. What'd you get? Oh, that looks good. What sandwich is that?
It's a chipotle chicken avocado roll.
Ooh, that does look good.
Very good.
What kind of tape is that? Why use dryer sheet? This is Glassade Cut Guard. It's like a pinstripe, except it's a lot thicker. And so we outline the window so it's nice to see the border, but also when we're cutting on the tape now instead of cutting on the glass. So it really was my favorite option that I came up with because I was mobile for a while. So this I could just throw in my toolbox. I didn't have a cut board that I could carry around with me. All right, let's clean the inside of the glass while that's drying. Always be doing something. We're doing a Silverado. We've done 15 on all the sides and the rear. And then we're doing 35 on the windshield. Frankenstein or rolling the tint for the front? Always, always, always reverse roll. I used to Frankenstein. I never liked it on windshields. Windshields are in an awkward spot. Oh, wow. I thought I was seeing things. There we go. But yeah, I really like reverse rolling. It was kind of a pain in the butt to learn. I had a lot of speckles on the sides and other issues with reverse rolling. But the first time I ever did reverse roll, just the actual process and the way the film laid on the glass was so smooth. I was like, this is it. This is the way to do it. Somebody want to make wider razor blades, please? I've come to really like scraping, but you can use it like a squeegee. This just needs to be a little bit wider. You typically don't need to be this thorough about a windshield in most places, but I can't tell you how many windshields I've done where I thought I got everything, and then there was just a little bit of glue somewhere that I just didn't notice. What, do you shave it? Just in case I have a little spot of glue somewhere. There can be random tags that were there. There could be something up here. Most of the time, the windshields that I run into, one of these two spots there can be adhesive. But I've just run into random shit on brand new cars. Just a little bit. Like around the mirror cutout on like a Ford, there was like some schmutz, like hard crusty shit stuck to the windshield. It was hard to see, but I scraped it and that's how I found it. Otherwise, just take a scrub pad or, you know, half-ass go over the window with a blade and then you can miss it. So I've tried using Glass Aid, but it messes with my shrinking. Any tips? Get used to shrinking without it first. Two blade and one holder. I've thought about that. You think that would fit in this? I haven't tried, but I've thought, like, why don't they have a two blade holder? That would be really nice. I don't like this blade holder because you have to screw it back down, but it might work with that idea. We should try it. What angle of snap blade do you use? Stainless only come in a 60. Anything that looks silver and is 30 is carbon. Just place an order? Thank you, I appreciate it. Does it mess with the headliner? If you get spray crazy, I suppose it could. This is nice and dry right now. Although I kind of want to tape it. Are you working on any other products? We're always working on stuff. And then I get distracted. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Is driving 40 minutes worth saving $6 shipping? You know, sometimes it is. Definitely not just money, but like instant gratification. I do that all the time with stuff. If there's like, oh, I'm gonna go get that. Oh, it's an hour away. Fuck it, let's go. Right now in my sprayer is just normal tap water. I have a DI system. It still hasn't gotten plumbed in yet. Maybe do chat giveaways for fans. I like that idea a lot. We, like, not too long ago, we gave away shirts. We should make it more simple. We should just do like a tool. Because we're like, free t-shirts with like a purchase over $50 or something like that. But then we had to get shirt sizes from everybody. And then it just became like a huge pain. So we could probably do something with orders on stream again. Because then we know your shipping address and everything too. That's the other thing, is trying to collect all that shit. And then you send stuff, and then they go, hey, I never got my stuff. And you're like, we definitely sent it. What the fuck? Tesla acid giveaway. Let's go. Today we are going to give away acid. The acid tint solution. When tinting a Model 3 windshield, you take the camera trim off the windshield. We did that one time, and we're not doing it again. I don't think it's worth it. Hello. There we go. That was just it was not good. There we go. We covered on that side, almost. All right, so we're gonna start with tacking this side. Safety cutter. Your technique has really evolved to taking the car apart as little as possible. Yeah, it's always been like that. I trained with somebody that was like that. But there was no community. There was no, like, discussions about doing it differently. There were some angry window tinter groups, and anytime you asked questions, they just got pissed off and told you to go fuck off, and you should already know. So then I made my own. So now when you're starting out, you see hundreds of window tinters and everybody's doing something a little bit different. So the easier way to start is just removing the door panel or removing the seal. Learn that, but I've been tinting this way for so long. I'm like, I have to go out of my way to try and do it the other way. So it just doesn't make sense to me in a lot of cases. All right, so this truck is going to be a good opportunity to talk about top corners again. So you see this nice wave pattern. That's always what you're looking for. Nice wave pattern. Push the film forward. Like that. Here we go. And so for this, we got a little bit more film bunched up in the corner here. So we're gonna start again in the middle area, and we're gonna shrink it exactly the same. We just heat it up, keep our heat gun moving until we start seeing that pattern form. You don't have to do a big stretch. We see we got a nice little area here that's starting to pull in that direction. So when it starts pulling, you're just taking it and pulling it upwards and pulling it this way because you're trying to just stretch it flat over the window. So I match my card up with what that wave is doing. Push it forward, but look at this side here. It starts angling this way. When I tried doing this last week, the edges would curl because you're taking the heat and you're doing something that you shouldn't. You're putting the heat directly on the side. Always make sure your sides are flat and don't touch the heat right here. So we can shrink up to it, but we're never taking the heat gun and putting it right here. So like, look, I'll even keep my hand where I don't want to put the heat because then I'll burn my fingers, right? Look, we got that pattern again. So this scoots out and out towards the edges, we get that swoop that's gonna come out this way. And what that does is it then takes this fingers, and this is getting flatter and flatter and flatter because we took that bunched up and shrunk it, and then we stretched it this way. So there's really not as much in the top corner on most as you might think, but if you take care of it earlier, you just make the top corners a lot easier as you go. See that pattern again? And then look, corners, it starts angling, starts going out this way. Too many people, I'll say it a little bit more on the other side, but there's a couple things that I notice that a lot of new people do, and that's what screws up your window. How does it not crease when you squeegee the corners? Because it's not tacked down. So if I lift this, lay it back down, see, I get those same swoops going on, right? So what's actually happening with the card is we're just taking it, we're stretching it over the window. But to give you a nice visual, let's flatten this back out again. This is kind of like where we were. If you take your hands and you do this, and you pull it, you're literally flattening out the film. So there's just these ripples. This is gonna fit to the glass nicely, but I don't know that until I pull it flat and smooth it out. So your card is just an organization tool to show you where you need to shrink next, to help you basically pull the film and stretch it flat along the window. But where people get creases is like creases is just bunched up film. So if I take my card and I have all this loose film and I just try and card it down, I'm gonna get really sharp crease lines in it. Once the film has been shrunk, it wants to lay flat on the window, but it's not gonna pull itself flat. It's like a bed sheet over a mattress. It's like vinyl on a hood. It's like, you need to pull it and card it flat. So you can do everything just with the card, but what's actually happening is we just know kind of like how to push the film forward. And so we can do everything just with a card. We don't actually have to physically pull it forward and card it at the same time. So what we're just doing is we're looking for this pattern where loose film here, tight, then you take your card and you just match it up with those waves and you just push it forward. So as long as the film's not tacked down, you can push it forward. But if I take a card and I like half press it down, so like if I take this and I like skip over and like half push it down, then I'm tacking it here, I'm tacking it here, I'm tacking it here, but I still have ripples. Put enough pressure to really scoot it forward, and it just sticks to your dryer sheet. Your dryer sheet, your dry shrink prep, your soap bar, whatever medium you put underneath the film. So like at our classes, I'm not trying to sell a class right now, just so you know. We see a lot of new people learn how to shrink within a couple of days. You follow these very simple rules, but people constantly start veering off and doing other stuff. So like, look, this is all loose film. And so we have no fingers on the side. We card this flat, but we card the very edge flat. We're not taking this much film and carding this flat, just the very edge. Always make sure your side is flat. Start heating up the film. Look for loose film to turn into little ocean waves. Do not card past those little waves. So you go up to the edge of those waves and stop, and stop, and stop, 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 stop. Because if I go farther, I crease film. Your top corners, you don't shrink anything out the sides, but you can absolutely stretch the film out the sides. So I got the heat gun as close as here. I didn't push it over this line, I just went up to here. Now I'm starting to see these little swoops, right? It's a top corner. It's gonna start to swoop this way, right? Now look at what it's doing to this finger. This finger was like this. Now it's taking it and whoosh, it wants to go right out this side edge. Flatten it out. Now this top corner is not near as sharp as what it was. New people have a tendency to look at the air and think it's about pushing the air out, or they hit a spot with a little bit of heat and immediately cart it down, or they see these lines starting to form and think that they need to put more and more heat on it. It's like, as soon as you can identify that it starts to go sideways, don't heat it anymore. It's shrunk. It's good to go. You have tension there. Card, pressure, push up to where you haven't shrunk. So this is all loose right at the very top here. Everything else, I can clearly see these lines. So I could card directly up to here. But for another visual, let me throw the heat gun down. For another visual on what we're doing with a card, we're scooting this up, right? Let me take my hands, stretch it forward. Like you literally could pull it flat, hold it, and then have an easier time just tacking it down, just like you would vinyl. And then you can see where it's gonna start getting loose and maybe bunch up. There you go. So we just have a little bit over the top edge to shrink. But we can do everything just with the card and a heat gun. So that's why the majority of people that you see tint, they're just doing this. They're heating it up, they're carding it down. They know exactly what to look for. So you can just make it all one quick, simple motion together. But you have to know how fast that film's gonna shrink. You have to know the pattern that you're looking for. So just start slower. Always take the time to identify that pattern and then smooth it forward or out the side. But if you see fingers still popping up around the edges, you have to lift the film, push the fingers back down to here. Don't shrink out the sides. Vinyl wrapping is something I'm never doing again. Tinting is much more fun. Mark had he had a buddy ask him about a truck. I gotta touch this up a little bit. He wanted his whole truck wrapped. And it was a fairly easy truck to do. He spent like a month after hours on that. He's like, I'm never doing that again. Some people are good and they can just cross over skills and they like doing everything. But vinyl is its own skill, tinting its own skill, PPF is its own skill. Each one is its own skill and its own business. That, yeah, and then you got to take it off at some point. That's something I didn't learn about vinyl until way later. I didn't know it only had a short lifespan. Like window tint, everybody is like, lifetime warranty, lifetime warranty. If it fails, it's garbage. With window tint, it's great, fast turnaround. It's just difficult to learn cars. But with vinyl, it's so much more work. But everybody's different. There's some people that just take to vinyl, they like it better. We had a guy that owned a vinyl shop. He had a bunch of commercial accounts too. Dude, I swear, he learned tinting no problem in 3 days. He was shrinking a Tesla 3 back window on the last day. And he's like, yeah, I think I get it. Some people just have a knack for it. Blades? Oh, yeah. Olfa and NT Cutter are going to be your two major blade brands. Always look for stainless, but blades are just one of those things don't cheap out on. They're absolutely Amazon Basics stainless steel blades. Just compare. It's been a while since I've used them, but if you're dragging a blade over glass, do not cheap out. Always make sure they're sharp. Just because they're stainless doesn't mean they can't scratch glass. They absolutely can. They often do. Even good ones. Are we still on TikTok? Oh, look at this. Oh, good, we are. Okay. Cool. We're probably not. Oh, it's still on. Is it? Or did it end? Are we still on IG? They said they end after an hour, so it's probably ended. Good old Facebook. This is what I don't understand. We have a giant Facebook group, and we're streaming to it right now. And it just like Facebook does not. TikTok's good. YouTube's good. Everything else is just kind of eh. Still here. Appreciate it. All right. So, what are we? We just pulled the tape off. Let's touch up the top and the bottom. I'm on Facebook. No, you're not. You're on YouTube. Facebook, like, they had this massive live streaming push. And I swear they suppressed them during that push. Like, Facebook gaming was a big thing. They put a lot of money into it. And the project just, like, it just is dead. Everybody had the live streaming bug for a little bit. How hard is exterior 2020 tint to remove? I don't know. I haven't done it yet. It's been holding up fine. I have no issues with it. Like, there's no signs of failure on it. Looks great. I actually don't want to know how difficult it is. I hope it's not. But I really want to leave it on there until the end of the lease. And then I suppose I should probably remove it before I turn it in, right? Is Gila a good brand to use? Ooh, let's use the Clear Crush. I haven't used that one in a minute. Oh yeah, tools. We need a couple of extra tools, right? So we need to get into the bottom edge just a little tight. We need to smooth out the film. I like this. And then that should do it. Take off the tool belt. What's the green tool? It's been dubbed the Slim Sweep. My brother likes to call it the ping pong. It's like a tint brush. I'll tell you, it's very helpful, but it's very simple. So once we're about to use it, I'll show you. But we're gonna take a Slim Slam, finish cleaning this off. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna use a clear crush, and here I am using an orange crush. What are the chances of over shrinking or melting the film? High? Very high. You just gotta know what to look for though. So you're gonna like screw up some tint when you're learning. But the point is always pay attention to the patterns. So you're looking for some soft rippling. And if it doesn't look like that, keep shrinking it. And then when it does look like that, don't over shrink it. Don't keep shrinking it. People see that pattern forming and then they just keep shrinking. Okay. Sorry, we backed the truck in. So I gotta start on this side. We wanna roll up passenger side first and start with the driver's side. It's just how I like to do it. And make sure our edges are all wiped. We're gonna start with peeling a corner. Orange, pink, green, all the colors are, yes, they are confusing. So the white / clear crush, and pink clean, those are soft. Those are basically just used for cleaning. A medium squeegee you can use for both cleaning and insulation. So that orange one, the orange and blue hybrid, those are really good medium squeegees. And then your harder ones, like your flat out, your red line, your blue beast, those ones are really for just squeegeeing out water. You still can clean windows with them, but they're less ideal for it. So it was always hard for me to keep track of 2 squeegees. I'm better about it now. But if I were to pick one, it would be the hybrid. If I were to pick 2, it's the pink clean or the clear crush, and still a hybrid. All right, it's go time. So, thing to remember, first side in, last side out. So if we start rolling up on the passenger side first, it's going to be the last side to get unrolled. But we've loosened up the liner. I'm going to roll this whole window up. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then we'll pull it off the windshield. Keep rolling it up. All the way. I'll show you guys nice and close here. So we can roll it up all the way. And if it's wet, you can even take it and twist it and tighten it up even farther. But you roll it all the way up, then you want to grab this liner. Wait, hang on. Oh, it's shifted. There we go. So I'm gonna take this liner, I'm gonna peel this away. So now the liner sticks to the back side of the tint, and now I just have window tint. So we're gonna hop in here. The outside camera works well. Good. It seemed like it. Oh, I'm gonna spray this off a little bit better. There we go. So let's start with this lower corner. I'll leave just a little bit of film unrolled first. And I want to tuck this into the bottom and get my driver's side up on the window first. The point is really to get this anchored. And then you keep your hand steady. You unroll and then watch what the film is doing. So I never take the film and just rip it away from the window. Keep it really steady. And as you unroll it, make sure that whole stretch of film sets on the window. Because the more film that gets anchored, you see it's not falling back. It gets easier and easier to unroll as you go. So now I've pulled the liner back. I'm gonna swing that over to this side. And look, I can use that to just unroll my film. Put this up on the window and keep going. Got too many things on a seat. And I just saw a video a couple weeks ago. Somebody posted their video of a reverse roll in our group, and he had a lot of problems with the end. So what I always suggest is let the film drop away from the end. It gives you an opportunity to just throw the liner out of the car. And then you can take this and put it up on the window without getting snagged right here at the end. Now it should still be loose enough to shift around a bit. Make sure we slide it into place. Everything's covered. Usually I have these towel stuff in here. I'll have it bunch up a bit. I'm getting a little bit down here. Hang on. Let me make sure I pull this back. Smooth this out. Don't feel rushed in the bottom corners. If they bunch up a little bit, just get the film kind of settled, and then it's still wet, so you have opportunity to pull that back and smooth it out. So we're gonna take this big old green ping pong paddle squeegee, the slim sweep. So what I like about this is how thin it is. We have a wide reach, and we can reach all the way down into the bottom edge. So we're using this just like a tint brush. We were using a pink clean before that, but this is just basically that in a tighter package, and you can get really low into hard to reach areas. So it's a good way of just smoothing out the film ahead of time. We handed this to everybody at our most recent class. They had a much, much easier time understanding how to spread the film out. I can say, take this, start in the middle, work your way out. And they kind of do, but they get a lot of water and air left behind. So kind of like a felt card is a little bit more forgiving when you're shrinking with it. It's just softer. A big wide paddle squeegee brush, it can help. Tell you, took the best cat nap I've had in a while listening to your stream. I'm glad we can be of service. It's funny, there'd be times that like my daughter would be crying in the car or whatever, and I'd just be talking to my wife, and next thing I know she's out. It's like, oh, I'm boring. Can you show this up close? Yes. Nothing fancy. This is a, what do they call it? We took like some suede tape and put it over a, what the fuck do they, hang on, if I think of it I'll say it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's a thing though. I wasn't saying you were boring, I was saying you have a soothing. I heard you. You said, damn, he's so boring. I'm gonna take a nap. No, I know. I fall asleep listening to podcasts all the time. I like putting on something to listen to. I'll just be laying down and I'll fall asleep. I know. Flexible putty knife. Yeah, something like that. Like a 10-inch putty knife. What did we... Oh, yeah. Tail fin. Tail fin's the last little guy here. That'll be good for this corner. Wow. Just like that. Let's pull this stuff out. Oh, yeah, and just so people know, I didn't realize my brother didn't know how to use this tool. This is called the tail fin. This is mushy, flexible. I like this a lot. But it's a little bit awkward, but use the sharp edge here. And I just use it in really tight corners where a plastic squeegee handle just doesn't reach as well. So we're gonna take this, you shove it into the dash, and then it compresses the tool down and it pushes against the window. And it's nice because this thing doesn't get stuck. It doesn't pull the film back, doesn't get stuck. So on really tight edges is what I'll use this for. But that's typically lower corners and edges on certain windshields and back windows. I feel like my bulldozers from the dinosaur ages with all your new tools. Dude, bulldozer is still one of my top. I use the bulldozers all the time. I have less of a reason to use it with a Slim Slam, but if I have a third brake light, definitely using a bulldozer. Camaro back windows, definitely using a bulldozer. Hard to reach really tight spaces. Bulldozer's still such a good option. So like, I was a little surprised. Windshields have changed for me pretty rapidly with these two things, because I can get a farther reach. I don't have to use a side swipe much anymore. So I'll use this instead, this, or a bulldozer and a tail fin. So it's like these are kind of my go-to with a bulldozer in there. Looking good. A little bit of extra water push out along the bottom edge. We might even have to go grab the bulldozer for that. Oh yeah, all along the bottom edge. You like doing an IROC Camaro? Probably not. I have short arms, reach around's awesome for us people. Oh really? That's cool. Glad to know that's helpful. Ambidextrous. Little bit. So while you're shrinking, you do have to get used to using and holding the gun with both hands. But a lot of things, I kind of stick to the same motions and sides. So like if I were to reverse roll from the passenger side to the driver's side, it'd throw me off some. You just get used to a certain way of doing things. You know, for good measure, I'm gonna grab it just in case. Let's finish up the inside here. See, this is really nice, but then this plastic housing, it's not gonna reach past there. But I can get a lot more pressure in areas that I just couldn't get before. Plans for the weekend? Man, we've been going to a fair all week. There's been like demolition derby, monster truck. I don't usually go out a whole bunch, but that was kind of fun to go. Try and keep this kids entertained as much as we could. So bulldozer right here, I think will work great. Yep, oh yeah, bulldozer's great for this spot. But where bulldozer's always tough in tight corners. So that's why I like grabbing tail fins for that. Oh yeah, that edge looks so much better now. Perfect. All right, let's clean it up, do some touch-ups, call it a day. Wow, I drank so much water during this. I need to drink more water during the day. I live on coffee, and then I don't notice it. And then later in the afternoon, I'm like, why am I so thirsty? I know some squeegees will scuff or scratch the film. A couple of reasons. Cheap scratch coats is one. Not all films are created equal. But always wipe the edges of your squeegees. And I mean, if you're using good quality squeegee blades, you still can get scratches. The biggest thing is just wipe off the edges. So mine sits here in like a belt loop. So when I pick it up, this doesn't sit like in a pouch. I just keep it hanging here. But when I use it, I often just wipe the edge. Or keep your tools in a water bucket. That could definitely work. But as you're using them, the ends are picking up little debris. And so you often then just take that debris and smash it over a window. And it's just sandpaper. So when I take one of these cards, for example, dig into the seal. Really make sure that's all pressed out. But then if I'm gonna make another swipe, wipe it off. I'll make another swipe. And I always do this. But pay attention to where you get tools from. There will be tools that look similar to other tools that will not be genuine. There'll be knockoffs, there'll be poured plastics. There's a lot of Chinese tools. Some of them are great, but some of the direct knockoffs are really bad quality on just the plastics that they use. They just use regular plastics. So, a little bit of both. Blue Max scratched a window. Yeah, I've definitely had any of the Fusion squeegees scratch windows. Some of it, there's been times that have been hard to explain, but you always could have just, hey, that's just how it went. But more often than not, it's something that was on that squeegee blade dragging across the window. And it's very easy. You can make a couple passes. It picks something up from this pass to this pass, and then you put a line in it. But good films with harder scratch coats, you're not going to have that as much. No, where's my other one? I want the good school. All right, let's put this back up. Thought Blue Max was only for cleaning. It's really more for installation. It's a harder squeegee. Soft ones seem to work really well for cleaning. Your harder ones, so like this one, this is a very hard, more Blue Max-like squeegee blade. This is really best used as an extraction squeegee. Flat out, somewhere in the middle, Orange Crush, kind of a medium. You can clean and do both. You could still clean with these, but this one tends to leave more streaks behind when you use it for cleaning. So it really, like, I didn't like the Blue Beast when it came out. I still don't, like, I can respect it. I still don't like it a ton. I use other squeegee blades instead. But it's my my brother's favorite glass cleaner. Glass cleaner's on the other side. Let's hope we don't spot any film defects. Wouldn't that be a bummer? Sometimes I see a car driving around with bubbles all over the back window. Typically, it's just old failed adhesive. Cheap films, like, so the sun is constantly wearing on everything. That's why old paint gets faded and cracked. It's like it's a mix of heat, but like everything's getting cooked. Solar energy, constantly. So Bad window film materials. The adhesives fail. The polyesters, they get brittle. And cheap, bad coloring turns purple. It can get faded. It can turn purple. Is Gila cheap quality? Yeah. It's just I mean, I haven't looked at it in a long time, but when I've made videos with it, it's never been impressive. Your Black Magic stuff was extremely hazy in the carbon or in the ceramic. They may be better now. But the thing is, they're products that never had to be very good. They sit on shelves. They have money in the packaging, and stores get a margin, and it just sits there. So it's got to be worth the shelf space that it sits on. So there's not really a professional tinter who gets their full-time supply from AutoZone. It's a DIY thing. Do DIY people know how to tint? For the most part, no. So it can be bad quality tint, and your average person's not going to know. You have soft hands, brother. Why does everybody say brother so much? Brother. Thanks. It's how I can tint cars so nice. You should find a better hobby. Maybe. Looks good. I likes it. What tint did you start with in the business? First film I ever used was Lumar. Lumar ATC, installed it for quite a few years. Easy shrinking film. Expensive though for what it was. It's when 44 Tools was still a Lumar dealer. That's who we bought from. What's it tell that it's a low quality tint? Typically where it's bought from is a big one. For your ceramics, it's going to be hazy. Carbons are going to be hazy as well. So like they might look fine in a garage, and then you pull it outside, and then they got this like milky color. That's a poor quality film for sure. But yeah, so many films can look good on day one, and then 6 months, a year, year and a half, it looks like shit. And then you're paying to have it removed and then retinted. You really don't have to spend that much more to get good films. But if you're getting, like, hey, I just need to tint a couple of doors, that's what auto parts store film is for. Like, hey, I want to play around with tint. Like, go nuts. I don't care. But when you're looking into supplies for a business or full-time hobby or whatever, there's much better stuff out there. But they're all going to be sold either direct from companies or from distributors. You're not going to find it on Amazon. Like, you can find films, but you're not going to find any branded films there. Alrighty. That's going to do it for today. So it turned out nice. I likes it. I started peeling tint off the back window. Fish food is in bigger flakes. Ooh, really flaky. Shit. That's tough. It's basically worth just scraping off. Very hard to get good film for just one car's worth. I don't want to get an entire roll. Yep. I know. But that's just how it's sold. So, Geo, we have 50-foot rolls, but Apex is the lowest at 25-foot rolls if you're getting like 36-inch sizes. You can save a little bit that way. There are some kit websites though. But yeah, just buying a roll straight up like that, it's a little more difficult. Alrighty guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a good weekend.